Hello and welcome back to Paranormal NL Podcast, located in Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. That's PNL Podcast for short. I'm your host and founder, Jen Noseworthy. Thank you for tuning in to UPRN, United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM in New Orleans and 105.3 in that Gulf Coast for tonight's Ghostly Gathering special on UPRN, segment number 24. I've got a very special VIP paranormal guest from Hollywood, USA tonight, waiting backstage, who I'll bring on shortly. It's a happy birthday month to me, and what a gift to have our VIP paranormal guest for our ghostly gathering tonight. Paranormal NO Podcast is sponsored by the BOG team, a boots on the ground team doing historical paranormal investigations in Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. Paranormal NO Podcast believes in supporting international paranormal networking and highlighting global paranormal people, places, and things. If you'd like to be a guest on my show or have a historical or a heritage building you'd like investigated in Newfoundland, contact paranormal.nl.podcast@gmail.com and follow PNL Podcast and the BOG team on their link tree. Now let's get on with the show. Tonight, I have on with me, we have Mrs. Patti Negri. She's a psychic.
Hi, Jen. Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming back on the show, Patti. You were on before in season 2. I think it was episode 79, way back when. I think I was just doing radio then, but
you keep growing.
Yeah, right. So tell us, where are you at now and what's new in Pattyland?
I am back in Hollywood. I just got back from the Seattle area working, and almost this whole month I'm mostly home, which is great. Touring starts again in April. I'm doing the Firelands Paracon in Sandusky, Ohio. I'm doing this magical weekend in North Carolina at Crescent Moon. I've got the Vampire Ball in Vegas in May, and then it gets busy. I got Penhurst, Paracon. Wait. Sorry about that.
Wait, is that Willow or Gracie calling?
Yeah, hello. And I'm filming at the Palmer House. I've got an event in Texas. So it's busy, but I'm really excited. Besides this, I love going out and doing mediumship galleries and seances and talking to people and selling my books. I'm really excited. I have a brand new book.
Yeah, talking about books. I see some dolls in the background.
Oh, yes.
Tell me a little bit about Dollcraft.
Yeah, it's called Dollcraft, A Witch's Guide to Haunted Dolls and Magical Puppets. Because haunted dolls have never been more popular. How many adults, male adults, female adults, have haunted doll collections now cracks me up. But a badly haunted doll can really mess you up. It can make you sick. It could draw your energy. And there's been any real that I know of guides to really the care and feeding of a haunted doll, how to make sure you have a positive haunted doll. They're still spooky and do things around the house, but they're not going to make you sick. And how to even call a spirit into a doll itself. And
I never even thought about dolls being spooky because as girls, we grew up with dolls and stuff like that. But then, I've talked to several different people who do have haunted doll collections, and they were explaining, well, spirits, they're lonely. They want to be hugged. They want to be loved. So what do? They go in a doll, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. If you were like a disembodied spirit, you could go into a flower vase or something with eyes and a nose and a face, because like this, 2 of these dolls over here are haunted. The one in burgundy is Belle. She's my 100 and almost 15-year-old doll.
Oh, bring Belle over. What does she look like?
Move all the time. Well, she always takes. I'll bring her over in a minute because she pulls the focus and she might mess up the camera.
Oh.
And here is Salem, a girl I got in Salem. She just forced me to take her. But when I first got her, a girl in Belgium had sent me Belle because she saw me actually doing a seance with Peggy the doll. That's Zach now it's Zach Bagan's doll in his museum. She's given like 2 people heart attacks. She's made dozens and dozens of documented people sick. And she saw me doing a seance with Peggy the doll and figured if I could handle Peggy, I could handle Belle, because Belle had made her sick for 3 years. There was such a dark spirit. I did not let the sun set without getting rid of that dark spirit, because I knew there was something positive underneath. It slowly came out in this beautiful little girl spirit. So now she's a part of our family. But there
Nice.
is like, I work with herbs and oils. I had to keep the herb brew in her hand for weeks on end. So she just didn't take everybody's energy, even when I got the bad spirit out. So basically it's care and feeding, how to find them in thrift stores and antique stores, and how to
Now, people are going to ask you, what do you mean by feeding the doll? So you were talking about herbs and stuff, right? Is that what you mean by feeding them?
feeding them. Well, did I say feeding them?
I think.
Okay. Well, no, just care and feeding. Yeah, care and feeding. I mean, you don't have to feed them. I feed my dragons. I don't feed my dolls, but I do have to take care of them. If they still have something attached that draws your energy, I would keep a little baggie of rue. The herb rue will protect. Some people who put salt around their dolls, or cascarilla powder, or do different protections and chants and things, because
Yeah, I always like salt. That's my go-to thing. I always got a little bag somewhere.
a negatively charged doll can, again, mess up children and animals and pets, but a happy haunted doll is great. And the other half of the book, and again, how to make your own, and how to be wary if some person online on Etsy has like 2,000 haunted dolls. Maybe they don't really. Maybe they're writing a lot of stories, but I teach somebody how you can kind of call in a spirit to a doll, and watch for scams or stuff. But the other half of the book is on magical poppets. Being a witch, my good witch self, whatever, people mistake puppets for like voodoo dolls, but they're actually not. They're magical dolls used to represent yourself, to represent people, or even your pets and children. Like I have a little Patti puppet. If I got a headache, I'd stick pins in my puppet's head and my headache would go away, like acupuncture. So I have a whole in-depth how to create puppets for love, for money, for health, for people, ones you burn, ones you destroy, ones you bury, ones you keep.
There's so many different kinds, right?
So many different kinds. I mean, there's endless ones you eat, gingerbread, bread. Will represent, you put a spirit in that. Again, just what a haunted doll is a spirit. What a puppet is. They're two different things. So I'm really excited. I worked really hard on this. I just got to see the cover for the first time.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's really coming out when in June, I think, was it? June. Yeah, yeah. So everybody, if you're listening, you got to go out in June and check out Patti's new book.
Yeah, and it'll be available everywhere because it's with Lewellyn. Go to your little metaphysical and occult shops if you can. But it'll be in bookstores. It'll be on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, everywhere you get books.
And you've been really busy lately, all over the place. But I
Oh,
know this month you were home a little bit, but you were usually pretty busy on the go doing all kinds of different stuff. You mentioned you did a couple episodes with, we got to give a shout out to Zach, right? We can't not mention his museum and give him a shout out.
Yeah, I think I've done 18. I've done basically 2 a year for the last 9 years. I have 2 new ones that haven't aired yet because I don't know why he's not starting. I know he's going to start it soon because I've got 2 new ones we just shot. But basically, I started working with Zach and the guys on Ghost Event in 2015 and pretty much done 2 episodes a year for the last 9 years.
What part of the museum did you find felt the most presence? Like I felt the most presence in the divot box room. I couldn't even stay in there. I had to leave. I had to leave it. I couldn't stay in there.
What me was interesting, and maybe it was the electronics of it, was that at the Divot Rock rooms, yes, it's very charged, of course, but and like the Dr. Kevorkians, but the one that really kind of freaked me out is the one where that woman had all these electronics and like was pulling weird spirits in, and you just saw her get sicker and sicker and sicker until she died. And it was all documented on Polaroid pictures. That one kind of got me because you just saw the just dissemination of this woman from this woman to dead. But no, it was so funny. I've spent so much time in the museum. For years, I filmed Peggy the doll seance there before it really was a museum. It was when we had done the spinoff of Ghost Adventures, actually called Pip. What was it called?
The spinoff?
Yeah,
Okay.
Deadly Possessions.
Yeah.
It was a spinoff, and I don't know.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
And he had rented this beautiful building where the museum is. He had only fixed up 2 rooms, the doll room and the seance room. And the rest of it looked like an office building, even though it was this cool old 1930s haunted building. But the law association had moved out. And Zach literally the very next day was going to go to the Las Vegas City Chamber of Commerce and ask if he could open a museum. And if he could open a museum, he was going to buy it. And the rest is history. Now it's the #1 attraction in Vegas. It's a
It
number
is,
one
yeah. If you haven't been, you gotta go check it out, folks.
and it's always different. It's always different. Every time,
Every experience when you go in there is something
because
pulls you towards it, right?
I had spent so much time there filming that. And then I've done, there was like a couple different Good Witch, Bad Witch with me and Lady Snake. Once I was there, and
Oh, I remember that episode.
but he's like, I'm locked away in the gypsy wagon or something. He goes, I want you to meet this woman. And I go in there, and there's this little English woman who looks like she wants to serve me tea, not kill me. But little did I know, they're sitting there with Ed Gaines' shovel and doing dark black magic.
That's so scary.
That was Ed Gein's cauldron where he cooked people until I saw it on TV later. Literally,
Yeah, I gotta hold on to a crystal or something. I don't like talking about that kind of
no, we did Magic versus Magic. That one, Zach really jumped. And then we did it again the next year. Maybe I was the live on Halloween night special. It took weeks of preparation. Live, like dozens of cameras in the house. And I knew everybody was there. I was totally fangirling out because Josh Gates was hosting it and Gary
Oh, I
Galt
love Josh. He's so fun, right?
was there. And I'm like, I get to be here with all these cool people. But again, it was my turn to go in, and it was all live. We all knew each other was there. We all stay at the same hotel. We all had the same green room. I walk in, and Zach's like, I have a surprise for you. Lady Snake was back when we did this whole, again, magic thing in the basement. That one, poor Zach jumped like 2 feet. I did this thing. I did this energetic thing and this stomp. Woo! I think when they re-edited it into like our regular episode, they cut that out. But,
do you have any teasers for the ones that's coming up soon? I know you can't give anything away, but maybe a little scrap of something fun.
Yeah. Yeah. One is something is really different, where I sent them to this location that had not really been done before and is crazy haunted. But so instead of me going that location, because when I know a location, if I send them there, he won't have me go in and do a seance or do an investigation, because been there, done that. He wants it all real in the moment, period. So we set up this opening to it, very theatrical. I can't talk about it yet, but he had me go. We went to the place, my first episode back in 2015. He set it up like a movie. It was like we went back in time and did a whole movie. And that was great to intro into this other place that I sent him. And then I'm sure the investigation there was great. I didn't have a part of that. And the other one is crazy. I can't talk about it, but we went to a place in Northern California. That's that they've been there a time or two, but we did something so different and we got some crazy stuff. So I can't wait till that one airs as well.
He was actually here in Newfoundland, Labrador, and I didn't realize he was here until I was just watching one of his new, I guess it's like documentary type stuff that he's been doing. And he went to Belle Island. That's like one of the most haunted places in North America. And I was kind of promoting it and stuff. And yeah, there's some next level stuff there. If you're ever there, I mean, we've got it all over there.
That would be great. Yeah, the new show, which Destination Damned or something like that. Yeah, he said, because this crew goes out farther than he'll go.
Right. All over the world, yeah.
All over the world, because he doesn't have to go.
And you've been globetrotting yourself all over the place.
Oh my gosh. 3 or 4 Australian trips in the last 2 years, 2 or 3 UK trips, Ireland, Wales. The one of the best though was my Romania and Transylvania, my vampire tour. Oh yeah, that's cool. God. I did beautiful ritual in the Hoibatu forest, which is one of the most haunted forests in the entire world. There's that one in Japan and the Hoibachu in Romania, and doing ritual there. And these beautiful Romanian witches flew into Cluj to do beautiful, beautiful ritual with us. And we were going to Dracula's castle, both the Bram castle and the real one and going all these.
I was going to ask you what your bucket list was. That's your bucket list, right? The vampire one?
Yes, I'm getting my bucket list going through. And then I did soon after that with my friend Liz Leguinness, a very magical tour of the UK and Wales. And we're going to all these ancient castles and Stonehenge type sites. And
Nice.
I'm grateful every single day that all these fun things I get to do. You know,
Yeah, you get to meet a lot of different people.
Yeah.
Go all over the place. So tell folks listening who don't know a lot about your stuff. I mean, you've got a lot of work. You've got the Paraflix. You want to talk about that?
Yes.
Or even the Magicus. You've got a lot. I mean, that's just the tip on the top of the iceberg.
Yeah, I'm just a girl who can't say no. No, about 5 years ago for both, and how I started them at the same time, I don't know. Paraflix is my streaming network, along with Natalie Jones, who really is the heart and soul of Paraflix, and our partner Nick. And he's in Iceland. He's an Italian young man in Iceland. And we decided, because you know this, we're in paranormal. We've already seen everything on Travel Channel and Discovery like 12 times. We wanted some new content, and we knew there were some great content creators out there. So we started Paraflix. We call it the Netflix of the paranormal. Hello, that's me, Netflix of the paranormal, and all this amazing new content. Shows after shows. There's one, I'm at the Ghost Finders with Rob Thompson. I've done a couple episodes of that. We have some podcasts, paranormal podcasts. We have shorts. We have music videos. We're getting more and more sci-fi and horror, and I'm trying to get more and more spirituality. So that's paraflix.com, and it's way cheaper than Netflix. It's as professional of a streaming. You see everything. We're up there. We're on Roku, Fire Stick, Android, iOS. We're there with the big kids, but we cost way less.
You got it all, though.
Lixx.com. And then at the same time, I started a school with Nick, my same partner in Paraflix, and my best friend, Father Sebastian, the vampire.
Yeah, he was on Zach's show too. Was it he who passed out, or his girlfriend?
Yeah, him. That's the day we met. That's the day.
No, was it really? That was when you met?
I don't know when that was, 2017 or something.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, he was passed out on the floor. It was so cute, and we just hit it off. And he offered to fang me. I'm like, well, you're cute and all that, but I'm married because he's a fang. He's the one that create fangs. Yeah. And I'm like, well, you're cute, but I'm not really into vampires. Like, I'm a witch, I'm a good witch, but I'm not really particularly into vampires. But I started reading his books. He's a spiritual vampire. He's a magical vampire. It's not about drinking blood. It's about drinking and life and what the energy you get from a concert or a crowd of people or a party. So he produces these beautiful vampire balls all over the world. We just recently did a vampire theater in Paris. The big LA ball was here in February. We're getting ready to do one in May in Vegas. The big one is always in New Orleans at Halloween. There's one in Salem. There's one in Tampa, and they're all over the world. And everybody, you dress up to the nines. And it is my family now. It is even my spiritual family, because we are those spiritual ones. Again, not about drinking blood. I look at the difference because I started reading his books, and it's like, oh, you're the same as my witchy world. It's elemental and elemental witchcraft. Oh, there's me being a vamp. Yeah.
I know. I thought I had one there somewhere on the teaser on the PNL Facebook group.
So in my fangs. So yeah, it's the same kind of, it's both ceremonial and chaos magic and elemental magic. What I say the basic difference is, in my witchy world, our cloaks we dance around in are either organic cotton or Stevie Nicks black lace. In my vampire world, they're black velvet with a red satin lining. But other than that, they are so parallel, slightly different deities, slightly different words and things that you work with. But it's this beautiful, empowering magical world. So
You gotta have black and red with the vampires for sure.
I gotta have black and red with the vampires. My witch world is black and purple. I mean, there's certainly deviations to this. My vampire work is black and red, and yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
So anyways, that is where I met him. That is so funny, and we've become almost inseparable best friends ever since. I see him almost every day when both are either. He travels almost as much as I do. He's in Paris right now. But we work out together every day. We hang together.
Is that him there? I think right.
That is him in the hat. Yeah, that's him. Yeah. There. That's that day. There's Bloody Mary, right there, on the right side. Bloody Mary from New Orleans, who's a dear friend for years. I didn't know she was there that day. I didn't know anybody was there that day.
Yeah, that was a fun day.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell us a little bit more. I mean, looking through your link tree, my gosh, you got so many different things. You look great in this picture.
Well,
girl, how do you stay? What is your secret sauce? Patti, my Lord, you're looking so good. What is it?
You should expect nothing else if you're a witch and a vampire, right?
You got connections.
Yeah, there's a picture in the basement. No, we don't even have basements in California. No, I take care of myself, and more than anything, it's attitude. I'm 12 years old on the inside.
There you go. It's all about intention, right?
It's all about intention. I still waiting to figure out what I want to do when I grow up. But no, in my school, we started at the same time. I love teaching, and Nick, that partner, he actually wanted to do just an Instagram live with me for me to talk. And it was so popular. He said, we should do this. We should offer this. And at first it was called Haunted Diary. We started a thing, and then we go, no, this needs to be a legitimate school. So it's called University Magicus. It's all online. We have about 20 teachers now in every musical path. We have New Agers. We teach Reiki and hypnosis and astrology and Brazilian magic and Native American magic and all million forms of the craft and witchcraft and vampirism. We even have a werewolf teacher, Denny. He's a professor at Washington University. He doesn't put on a wolf suit in the house, but it's that nature magic that let's go howl at the moon, which we all should do, and we do regularly as vampires. So it's way affordable. It's our labor of love. When I started, I teach mediumship, I teach psychic development, I teach spell casting, I teach familiar work, past life work. And we have 20 teachers all teaching different things, from astrologers. But when I started looking and kind of well-known other mediums were like, oh my God, their school is so expensive. I couldn't have afforded to do that. So we started the school where it's literally $10 to $20 a class.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and you come, I teach like Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific. That's 9 p.m. Eastern. So it's a little late for some people. Yeah. Those are our classes. But it's in the UK, it's like midnight or 2 a.m. So everybody, when you take the class, you get a video the next day. So say if 40 or 50 people sign up for a class, really only 15 to 20 will be in my Zoom room. So it's the best of all worlds. We have this intimate class workshop, very immersive, interactive. We do journey work, spell work, and you also get the video. So whether you come to the class or not, you have it.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna check out some of those. They look fun. So what's your favorite thing to teach when you're doing stuff like that? Do you have a favorite
I love teaching. I like teaching.
Modality, shall we say?
I just finished a 3-week spell casting course because it's all about empowerment. You don't have to be a witch. You don't have to be a psychic or medium. But I like the people to know that we can control our lives. Put up the sails, not where the wind blows you. Guide yourself, your sails, and whatever word you want to call it. I like that. And I also really like teaching mediumship and psychic development because it's in us. When you get people out of their own way, it's just so magical to see how they can connect to spirit.
That's it. Your wiener dog is looking for you.
I know. I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Where's your friends at? Are they there? Willow and
Willow is, last I looked, she's upstairs on the couch. She was sunbathing in the front yard.
oh,
It's
and
a nice
Gracie,
day.
where does she hang out with your podcasting?
She does. Well, I do a Willow report every week. Sometimes I do a Gracie report, my crazy little kitty, my crazy, crazy little calico. But yeah, they're both part of it.
What
So
is it about calicos? I had one of those and it attacked my grandfather.
mine is, she is so, and she's tiny. She's not even 6 pounds. But my friends found her. She was, my vet says, probably 4 days old. No mama, starving, umbilical cord attached in the garage of a house.
Oh
They
gosh.
kept her for like, it was like a month or 6 weeks before they'd even know if she was going to survive. And she did. And I got her at 8 weeks. And she might miss a couple brain cells. I don't know.
But she's lucky to have you, Patty. I mean, yeah, you take good care of her. So
Yes.
let's see, what else you got going on here?
And her and Willow are best friends. They run, they chase. Gracie likes to give Willow baths all the time. They cuddle up together. They literally play chase, and they tumble and roll. I've always had cats and dogs together. They've always got along, but not like this. They're like inseparable.
Do they tell you about like different spirits and stuff you have in your house, or?
Oh, sure. I have a beautiful spirit. My house came with a ghost. Her name is Adrienne Breen, or Adrienne Mati. I live in an old 100-year-old 1920s bungalow in the Hollywood Hills. If
Nice.
you've seen pictures of the Hollywood Hills, the big sign on top, I'm under the H. Beautiful.
So you were lucky about the fires. I guess you didn't.
I
Mean, that's scary stuff. That's next level.
I was evacuated, and I'm not good at being evacuated. The one, the Hollywood one, the Palisades was already burning, and the Altadena one was burning, and then the one in Hollywood near me broke out. When we got that phone call from the city going, evacuate now, I'm not that good.
Right, that's scary. Yeah.
Important papers, get the passports,
Mhm.
get all that. I'm collecting stuffed toys for the dog and the cat. Well, this is Willow's favorite. The cat needs this, the cat care.
We got to get you a bug out bag, Patty, for the people listening. Get Patty a bug out bag and send her one, would you?
Yeah, but luckily that they got that one out quick, because we're not as remote like the Palisades and stuff. Even though we're a hilly, high fire prone area, I literally have a 3.5-mile lake over my head. It's the Hollywood Reservoir. So the helicopters could dip right in. It's not the rugged terrain. I'm literally, as though I'm in a hilly area, I'm 5 minutes from Hollywood and Vine, in the middle of urban everything. So
that must have kept you awake all night, and your spirit in your house probably didn't like that either.
So my spirit, her name is, she came with the house. My husband and I have been here over 20 years, 21 years, I think. Nice. And it was this little bitty 600 square foot bungalow, which cost $2,000 in 1920. Now, but it was this big, beautiful land. So we added a lower level because it was a hillside house, and we added on to make it a regular size house.
Right.
But it came with a ghost, because what was the dirt basement had all this art from the woman who owned the house before. She had bought it in the 60s when she was in her 60s. It had hippie stuff, macrame, tie-dye, all this, because she was an artist. In the 70s, it had 70s stuff. In the 80s, it had 80s stuff. In the 90s, and she was in her 90s in the 90s. I think she died in 1998, and we moved in 2001, but she was still here with all her stuff. I have photos of her on the piano. I have her art and her pottery all throughout the house. It's like a little shrine to her. And she was French, and she likes roses. Even when my husband and I got married here, once we got engaged.
It's funny, when I thought about her, I turned the pink light on. She likes roses.
Yeah, see, intuitive. Yeah, she was shooting roses out of my bridal bouquet, and all the neighbors were going, "Oh, that's Adrienne." They knew that's Adrienne. She used to sing La Vie en Rose, and she was French. And once I was filming, because I film here a lot, and I was filming this French TV show, she became a giddy school, because the whole crew was French. The cast and crew was French. I can't speak French. my husband and I, she
We
was
had to
just
do it
like,
up until grade 9 in high school, but then I dropped it and took science after that.
I wish I had some better language skills. I took a little Spanish, not good. But
It helps
she
with
was
the
as
Spanish
easy
though,
as,
because it's similar. But so yeah, she was in your house, and tell me more about her.
oh yeah, she likes it. My husband's a drummer. He's a professional drummer and a collector. So way up on a high shelf, we have these vintage, like from the 1920s drums that you couldn't reach on a ladder. I mean, you need a ladder to reach them. So, and if I'm doing, I guess, as it used to be a seance around the dining room table, she likes to play the drums. To heck with
Oh,
old fashioned, table knocking, or she likes, boom, she'll hit a snare drum.
that's
She'll do it
funny.
like having dinner, or she'll want to comment on something. It's the cutest thing ever. Again, she likes roses, shoots roses out of things. Once she got mad at us, we had a flood, not our fault, but pipes burst and we had to move out for like 3 months.
Oh wow.
And there was construction crew here. When we moved back in, I walk in the downstairs, the guest room, and the picture of my husband and I over the bed was missing. It was a
Missing.
blank white. It was, the frame was there, the glass was there, the back was sealed, but the picture was out of it. There was everybody else's picture of Adrian I have right there, and my mom when she was young, and my grandma and grandma. And then the one of us was empty. I found the picture on the ground, but there was no way scientifically, because the glass was on there and it was sealed on the back. She was
That is
really
so
mad.
weird. Yeah, I was gonna
Leaving
say, she was probably mad, like, "Where did you go? You left me here for months."
with a bunch of construction dudes, which she might have
Right.
liked, but not as she had to make a point. But because I have lots of different kind of equipment from working with the TV show, so I have different, not like Ovulus, but forms of Ovulus. She loves to talk. She loves to chat.
Isn't that funny though? Like if you ignore your house ghosts, they kind of like do stuff to make you get their attention again. If you don't like recognize them after, in so many days or weeks or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So she taps on the drums and say, "Hey, I'm over here."
Yeah, boom. She's like, she'll do it like a yes/no thing or anything like you're doing. Okay, Adrian, you like this? Boom. Okay, Adrian, it's so cute. It really is cute. And then everybody knows to expect it now. So it's great having a house ghost and positive haunted dolls. It's great having positive haunted dolls and a house ghost. So, because I'm here a lot, when I'm not out of town, I'm here. I have my private clientele here. I write my books here. I have another book that just launched last year. It's just like, it's a group book, but it's really good. It's all
Is this
about,
the old word magic one?
that's my original book. This is my baby. If anybody ever reads one of my books, I read this one. It's been a bestseller in like 5 or 6 countries for
Hold it up close.
now.
Old World, yeah. I think that's the one I just had on the stage. This
On
one.
Amazon or Barnes and Noble for 6 to 12. Look at you, you're fast. Good. This is literally super easy life hacks to get you put magic in your everyday. Like, I don't have an hour to meditate. Here's 30-second exercises to balance out your emotions, to balance out your thought pattern, whatever you need to do. Why you would put a little pinch of salt in the toilet before you sit down, how it opened your lower chakras, how you could put magic into your toothpaste every time you brush your teeth. So love magic, health magic.
I've never tried that stuff before.
That's what this is. Super simple little life hacks. And you could download an ebook or audiobook for only $6, or the print book is $12 on Amazon or Barnes and Noble. But the other book I launched last year is Women Gone Wild, Intuition Edition. I'm just one chapter of this book. The producers, literally, they got 20 women from around the world, all different, not all woo-woo people or paranormal people, very few actually, medical doctors, me, and we all did a chapter on what intuition means to us from all our different perspectives. This was fun. Last summer I got to go, we did a whole book launch in New York and LA. It was so wild.
I remember that. Wasn't that up on the big screen, right?
On
Yeah.
the boards. I'm like, oh my God, my face is 200. That's scary. 200 feet big. It's scary. So that one launched in June. But my new one, and I could send you a little picture of it, Dollcraft. It's actually even already on Amazon and maybe on my website. It's such a pretty cover. It's so pretty. I had nothing to do with the cover, but
who designed your cover?
Lewellyn, my publishers. You could already order it. You could already buy it on Amazon, and I think maybe the Lewellyn site and Barnes and Noble, but you're not going to get it till the first week in June. So, and I'm going to go do a bunch of book sign. I've got a bunch of Paracons and events coming up all over the country so far, so I could be doing book signings and stuff. Very excited.
I think I just found your Dollcraft one. We can keep talking. I'll put it up there in a sec. I'll take this one off and put up the other one. StreamYard. You can only put like one thing up at a time. I wish, hey, StreamYard, are you listening? Let us put up more than one at a time.
Come on, StreamYard. Come on. I see. It's good you're doing this though, because I am not good at technical stuff. That's one of the moron sections of my brain. I'm not good at that. Yes, that is my new book.
What a pretty doll. Look at that.
Isn't that a pretty doll? A Witch's Guide to Puppet Magic and Haunted Dolls.
Nice.
And Heather Green did the who did the foreword to it. She's a fellow super doll corrector. She's a fellow witch. We actually do my Witches movie Coven together. That's my other show. I have the Witching Hour, my regular podcast every month. Every new one, it drops every Monday in audio. Like you, everywhere you get podcasts, Spotify, Apple, blah, 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 and in video on my YouTube page. And then I put the best of on my Paraflix page in video as well. But I haven't missed a week in like almost 5 years. And I just won my first award. I just won.
You did show us.
Yeah, Parapod Award. It even lights up. Ooh.
Oh my God, how cute it lights up. Look at that.
Isn't that cool? And it changes colors.
Nice.
The year before, sorry, go away.
That's the house ghost calling. She wants some roses now.
The year before, I got a Parapod Award for the best TV medium.
Nice.
Oh my God. And I don't know how I won this one, because I got this one over Tyler Henry and Chip Coffey. I'm like, oh my God, Chip Coffey.
I love Chip. Yeah.
I love him. And he's the old guard. He's been around forever. And then Tyler Henry is a new up and coming. I thought I didn't have a chance, but I got that last.
Well, congratulations, Patti. Girl, you're on fire, Patti.
But anyway, but on Wednesdays, Heather Green, who does the foreword, if you like movies, every Wednesday at live at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern, it's called the Witches Movie Coven. It's 5 witches talking about witchy movies, good ones, bad ones, horrible ones, everything from Practical Magic and Wizard of Oz to like weird bad movies and TV shows. We never agree. It's hysterical. And because it's live, people in the chat room get to be a part of it. We all vote wands up, wands down, and everything in between. It's hysterical.
That sounds fun. Wands up, wands down. And you also do blogging too, right? With your Witches Brew, your newsletter?
My Witches newsletter. Yeah, everybody, if you go to my website, pattinegri.com, you could sign up for my newsletter. And every one that comes out every few weeks, once or twice a month, there's discounts for sessions with me. There's magic lessons, which I put out every week. You know, how to do a witch's ladder, why you need a dragon in your life. Everybody needs a dragon. And stuff like this.
What's your favorite dragon? I know there's so many different kinds.
No, well, I create people to create a fetish of a dragon, to create their own spirit, not, fetish, not like tickle your foot fetish, but to create a real living entity out of an inanimate object. Because dragon energy, whether you believe they're, fire breathing animals or not, dragons live at the crossroads where angels are beautiful. Angels are dextral. They're high in the heavens and they're the highest vibration. And they could do 2 things, enlighten and protect. 2 really good things, enlighten and protect, best things, but they're not the ones you really should call to bring you a new lover or a better job, because they're dextral. They don't have that sinstral side, which means shift. Dragons can fly between heaven and earth, which means they live at the crossroads. And the crossroads is where shift and change and magic happens. That's why in witchcraft or hoodoo, voodoo, you take things to the crossroads. Because think about it, if you're on a one-way road, you go this way, and then you go this way, and then you go this back and forth, getting nowhere. As soon as you get to an intersection, you have all these options. That's what dragons are, intersections. So I teach people how to get a little, this is a little plastic for anybody who can't see, but you can get a crystal one or a statue, literally breathe life into it, give it a name, make it your personal assistant. You're Puff the Magic Dragon. You give me a long, happy life filled with travel and love and health and joy. Breathe life, as in every good creation story. And then you feed it every day. They don't eat, but they drink. They drink a lot. Water, whiskey, whatever. They drink faster when they're working harder. And you've created a fetish, or called a tulpa or egregore, servitor. They're different words for a created spirit. And that there can be your
Yeah, I think we talked about egregore before, right?
We might
And
have.
I've had several people on talk about that, and then it seems like, you know, when people visit these places that do tours and stuff, and they keep talking about this thing over and over again, it seems like it manifests whatever it is they're talking about, even though it maybe have never been there before. You know?
Well, an egregore is a created spirit that we create. We create spirits with everything, like the spirit of success, the spirit of struggle, the spirit of love, the spirit in your lucky cat, your spirit, whatever that, your lucky bamboo plant. And an egregore is a created spirit. It could be dark, like at the Cecil Hotel. There are some big egregore that's a combination of all the horrible things that have happened there. It's bigger than the sum of all its parts. So yeah, that's a popular, you know, so often used in a negative term, but it's a created spirit. But
if something like that, Patti, is created, though, is there a way to uncreate it?
Of course. I mean, I believe that anything can be created and uncreated. I believe that light beats dark. If somehow there's something negative created, like at the Cecil Hotel, really negative, or the Black Dahlia House, really negative, there is spirit
stuff
by a bigger spirit. I mean, if they would let me in there, I think for the Cecil Hotel, it would take like every healer, shaman, priest, rabbi, preacher, Reiki master, all of us hold hands, about 100 of us around the thing, and we could clear it, because it's dark and messy. But I think anything, you bring a candle into a room, you've brought in the light, no matter how dark it is, and the scary shadows that you see from bringing in the light, but you've brought in the light.
Yeah. Do you like clearing stuff? Is that one of the things that you like doing? Or
I do a lot of, yes, I love clearing, because it's right now the world is crazy, as we know. I'm going to talk. We're living in chaos right now. That's why we need dragons more than ever. That's why every metaphysical shop and cult shop has dragons. We need that energy. In my book, in my Old World Magic, I teach you how to charge a dragon, but I also have videos on it for free on my YouTube page. But the world is just crazy. We need that. And I'm literally traveling. I've traveled as far as Australia to clear an office building, cleared things in Europe, I just got back from clearing in Seattle.
oh, okay.
Seattle.
Yeah.
So with all this pressure and the chaos gets in, and a negatively charged house doesn't have to be a ghost. It could just be fear and anger and worry and sadness creates the dark energy. So we have to keep our houses clean. Even in my Old World Magic book, I have a really simple but effective do-it-yourself how to house clear. I work elementally, air, fire, water, earth, so it doesn't have to conflict with your religion or belief system at all. It's working with nature, because we are part of nature. So I do tons of clearings. I mean, I'm not going to walk into the Penhurst Asylum and clear the ghosts out, because there's
too many in there.
You know, if you go to all these places that make their living off being haunted, you can't do that. You can't do that. But most ghosts really are positive. You know, TV and whatever doesn't make it look like, or even my network, Paraflix or YouTube, nobody wants to see the good ghosts. I love good ghosts. I love to go to the Hollywood Roosevelt or the Biltmore, where most of the ghosts are good, and they're hanging from the chandelier and dancing on the grand piano, having a good time. And
yeah, I like the benevolent fun ones too.
But to a TV, they want you to go to the insane asylum or the serial killer.
Right. Yeah, the scary stuff.
TV likes. But I love it. I love challenge. I love that. So it's like, let's go.
What do you think about using like old school stuff versus like all this electronic stuff? Do you have thoughts on that?
Oh, well, I'm old school. I mean, I like the tech stuff, because it just, not me doing it, but it confirms it. Like I might be in one room going, there's a ghost on the bench doing jumping jacks. And you believe me or you don't believe me. But now maybe Aaron or Elton Castay or somebody's in another room with an SLS camera.
Right, grab the
There's
SLS.
a ghost doing jumping jacks, a little green stick figure that can't hear me. I can't hear them. It just confirms, just like an Ovilus will or different spirit boxes. I like technology for that, but I'm old school. About as newfangled as I really get is dowsing rods. I'm a dowsing rods girl. I love those
dowsing rods too. Yeah.
nuances and things. Yeah.
And it gets really interesting when they pull like really hard. You can feel it pull.
Yep.
Or even like when you're singing, you can feel the rods like go into the music or something.
Oh, I haven't tried that. I'm going to have to try that. I like that.
You haven't sang with them?
I mean, no, I don't think I have.
Yeah. I've been to one place and they ask now every time I go back, let's sing, and then you can feel the rods pulling to the music. Do you have anything that sticks out in your mind as one of your favorite things that you've done seance wise?
Well, I might have talked about it before. The weird, spooky, happy ending one was when somebody caught on fire at one of my seances.
Oh Lord, that's weird.
Yeah, I was at this house in my neighborhood, so a 1920s neighborhood, built by Charlie Chaplin. I have a lot coinciding with him always. But it was a super party house in the 20s and 30s, 40s. And then the Rolling Stones manager bought it. It was a party house. The Stones stayed there, mamas and papas. And then the guy who invented the real life sex doll moved in and got too spooky for him. And then my neighbor, Marilyn Manson, moved in for 7 years and even eventually got too spooky for him. But we're doing a seance at his house. And one kid got disrespectful. That's my one rule. Be a skeptic.
Oh, yeah.
Be a skeptical, great. Be funny, great. Don't be disrespectful. Nobody wants to be disrespectful, living or dead. And he got disrespectful, and not him, but the cameraman literally burst into flames like a V, angel wings of fire up his back. He was not standing in front of a fireplace or a candle.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, oh my God, people are screaming. 2 cameras, we had a 4-camera shoot. 2 cameras caught it. 1 camera started filming the ceiling or the floor out of fear. And his poor guy's wondering why everybody's screaming and pointing at him, the guy who's bursting into flames. So me, cool witch medium Patti, becomes medic Patti, of which I am. I'm an EMT. I'm certified cardiology tech. I'm like, drop it. I'm calling in my protectors to shut it down. I'm like, this is not okay. I don't stop filming, but spontaneous combustion does not happen on my watch.
No.
Guy who was a super skeptic, he was so thrilled. He was a filmmaker too, that getting caught on fire, he's like, I'm okay. Took his shirt off and he had a sweater and I'm okay. I talked to the spirit that did it. But 3 weeks later, that cameraman showed me where the blistering had happened. It totally looked like he had got a tattoo of a dragon on his back, Jen.
Oh my gosh. That's weird, Patti.
Right? Into the shape of a serpent. No, that is the energy I called down to shut down the seance. So I'm like looking at his back and I'm like, oh my God, you have a tramp stamp, a dragon on your back. That is about the coolest thing I'd ever seen. He agreed wholeheartedly. He actually wrote a script about this TV medium who does every TV show about me. I want Margot Robbie to play me. Anyway, about this TV medium, and then doing yet another reality show, and then a portal opens and it becomes one of those funny, scary stories. He actually wrote it with Stephen Norrington, the guy who wrote League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and the Blade series. They haven't done it yet. I don't know if they're going to be able to, but if they do, I sat down with him for like 5 hours. And with the script, I went, Lauren, you can't say that on camera. He's like, what do you mean? You said that. I know I said that, but that opens a portal. You don't want to be one of those cursed horror films, do you? It happens all the time.
No, you don't.
Good or bad doesn't know the difference of an actor reading lines and you're really summoning a portal to hell. So
that's the thing. Like sometimes you see like stuff on TV and they're reading off all this stuff and I turn it off and I mute and my husband's like, why did you put it on mute? I'm like, I don't want that in my house. No, thanks.
So people need to be aware, especially again, like all the YouTubers or the Paraflixers or people who've got their own thing. That's why bigger shows, like the regular TV shows and stuff, are using more consultants who know the occult, who know witchcraft, who know spirituality, know pantheons, know cosmologies. So you know what's going to summon a jinn or not.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want something weird running around your house, that's for sure. So, Patti, you want to give a shout out to your fans and the folks listening?
Yes, you guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Jen, for all you do for us. Please like me, follow me, go to my website, pattinegri.com, PATTINEGRI.com, because from there you could get tons of free videos. You can get to my podcast, audio and video. You can get to my Where's Patti. You can get to Witches Movie Coven. And sign up for my newsletter if you want. And importantly, you can get to my legitimate social media, because I sadly have a bunch of scammers out there. I saw not too long ago a fake video of me. It was my face moving and moving, but it wasn't me. It was like this soulless AI thing. And that was spooky. So you can get to my real Facebook, my real Instagram, my real X, and everything from pattinegri.com. But please like me, follow me. I'm more active on Instagram, the most and my power panties.
I forgot to ask you about them again. There's Patti's power panties.
Change your underwear, change your life. Really. You want success in your life? Get blue success panties. You want love in your life? Get pink love panties.
You got all kinds of stuff, girl.
In your life, get some, because this helm of awe, this sigil, this symbol is the most powerful protection symbol I know. So why not put it on the area you want to protect? We have men's, we have women's, all sizes from extra, extra small to 5XL, and they work. I've been literally doing that power panty thing with movie stars for 20 years. But now, since we can do print on demand, everybody can have them for inexpensive.
There you go. If you're feeling, there you go. If you need some underwear, check it out. Patti's panties.
Underwear. Really, I have the spellcaster line, hoodies and t-shirts and all the normal things.
Oh, you can get stuff for men too.
Well, in every pair, yeah, for men, for women, matching pairs, matching couples are great. And it's the sigil, it's the color, and everyone comes with a little spell. Again, they work. I wear them all the time. I'm wearing them right now.
There you go.
Show me your underwear.
Everybody needs a pair of power panties. And here's Paraflex.
Yep, there's my Paraflex. So yeah, check it out.
Spirits are calling.
And spirits just won't stop.
You're a wanted woman, Patti.
I know, and I turned off this phone. I can't turn off that phone. It's just, there's 5 phones. I can't turn them all off. I just do the best I can.
You have 5 phones? Like, oh, you mean in your house, or cell phones for different things?
I have 5 lines altogether, counting 2 landlines and 3 cell phones, I think. Because none of them have good reception, because in the Hollywood Hills, you don't good. Landlines are practically, antiques and hard, not well wired. And the cell phones, we have bad reception here. So it takes 5 to make 1.
There you go.
Yeah.
So. That's the ghost trying to call you. They're saying, hey, you need to give us more attention over here.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for having me on. This was great.
Thanks so much for being on, Patti. I'm going to give a shout out again. You're watching UPRN, United Public Radio Network. I'm 107.7 FM in New Orleans and 105.3 in that Gulf Coast. Now, Patti, thanks again for being on. You want to give another shout out to your fans before we peace out?
You guys remember, magic is everywhere in everything you do. You just got to look sometimes.
We're going to leave now with a new P&L Bog rap song that Robert Dumont did for us. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that one on. Thanks again, Patti, for being on. We love you. Everybody follow Patti Negri. You won't be disappointed. Oh, Willow's talking to us. Is she there?
Upstairs.
Oh, she's upstairs.
Ghost hunters in the fog, Newfoundland nights, dark streets whispering.
There we go.
Under eerie lights, boots thumping, soft shadows creep real tight. Team on the ground, ready for the fright.
Remember, when we peace out,
Ghost in the mist.
don't leave right away, because we've got to upload, Patti.